Thank you very much for coming from early in the morning. So in this session, I would like to talk on the topic, let's get connected to anything and anytime. Align things, bring new communication between things and people. So I would like to use some wonderful use cases that developers developed so that I can share with you what kind of world we would like to achieve. I hope you would enjoy the session until the end. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Tachibana. I work for Line, and I'm a technical evangelist. I have that role that is assigned, but you can forget about my title. When you have a problem with Line API, I am the person to talk to. So I said it twice. When you have problem with API, I'm the person to talk to. So please feel free to consult with me and contact me. But what kind of support can I give? So there are four things that I'm good at. So those are the four things that I'm good at. I'm good at technical support. I've worked as engineer for 10 years. So for technical things, I think I can support. I am good at planning support. I have been doing the service development when I was an engineer. So if you have any challenges or if you want to solve with Line, I think I can provide good support in your planning. Third is alliance support. Because of my profession, I actually meet with 2,000 developers and other stakeholders in a year. So if you are missing a certain piece, or maybe you might have idea of a company that we could have synergies, so I think I can support. Fourth thing that I'm good at is business support. I'm sure you are interested in platform, but service, you have to make profit. So how we can utilize Line to make profit? That's something that I can provide you with support. So please feel free to contact me anytime. So Line Things was announced in last Developers Day in 2018. How many of you were here last year? Not many. But raise your hand if you're still using it. Oh, less than that. We need to work harder so that we can share the attractiveness of Line Things. And I hope you can understand the benefits of Line Things. So in a year, you start with the trial products, but do you know how many products have been available? So in 1 year, over 1,800 products have been developed. But those were not released to the market, but Line Things have been tried and used as a trial products. And I thought about what could be the reasons that we have so many trial products. I think that the MAU, so Japan, Taiwan, Indonesia, and Taiwan. So we have 164 million MAUs. And just in Japan, we have 82 million of MAU, so that's the number that we cannot really ignore. And in addition to that, I received lots of good feedback. In Line platform, there are 5 nodes, which is yes or necessary in other platforms, but at Line platform, it's no. First is no install. On Line platform, users do not have to install in order to enjoy the service. So the friend addition is the same as install. So QR code is sent and you take photo or just tap. Then users can start using the service at any time, anywhere. That's the first benefit. For app, when you install, you need to enter a very complicated password, or you need to have like 100 megabyte of empty space. But you don't have to do that with Line. And for update can be done easily. So maybe user might like drop out when we request a complicated update. Next is no sign up. If it's app, the user install and you enter email address and password. So those are mandatory, but in case of Line, so so the services that would be started online, that would be automatically logged in. So when the user opens the app, the logged in is already finished. So the complicated login process and registration process is not necessary. Maybe while someone is thinking of the password and there's an email sent and you forget what was that and you don't really install. That kind of thing happens with other services, but not with Line. Next is no credit card. So there are many models, like advertising model, but in case of Line, you don't need to register credit card because we have Line Pay API, and we have 37 million people of Line paying users. So when the user have to pay, the Line Pay API can be used, and users can be charged very easily. So maybe some of you might be coming as an individual, not as corporation, but if you pass a screen, you can become a member and utilize Line Pay API. So if you are interested in, please utilize this service. I think it's a powerful function. Next now is unreachable user. It's a little complicated, but from the business side, you push. There are some users that you cannot send push message. For example, with native app or native application, the push notification needs to be enabled so that the business would send the message to users. But in case of Line, it's the same as adding friend. So the user would opt in for the message. So business can easily send a message to the users. Of course, the assumption is that the user is not blocking you, but the open rate is very high, and you can send message easily at any time you want. Lastly, no useless development. So with apps, it has a lot of cumbersome development, and you have to do a lot of tests and really address various devices. But in case of Line, there's no useless development. You don't have to support multi-platform, or there won't be any unreasonable rejects, or you don't need to support the various resolutions. I think that's the reason that many people are using Line platform, because other platforms would require those kind of things, but in Line, you don't really need to do all these. That was an introduction, but let me go into the main presentation. This is my agenda. The first half, I will talk about the overview of Line things. Then, last year we couldn't announce this, the new feature, automated BLA communication. So that's a feature I would like to share with you. Then, in the past 12 months, you have developed various products and services, so I would like to share some great use case of leveraging a Line platform. Then, not the prototype, but something that will be soon released, so I will share some upcoming products. Then, I will talk about our booth. One is missing in this agenda, but in the end, I would like to picture the world that we would like to achieve together with all of you. So I will finish my presentation with that message. So first, the overview. So there would be some overlap with the last year's announcement, but some of it was confusing last year, so we made improvement based on your feedback. So feature-wise, there are 3 features. One is device link. So with Live and BLE, and the Live would be linked. Next is Live BLE. So using the front-end framework, we communicate with the device. The third feature is a new feature, automated BLE communication. So automated communication So with the line being the background, you can communicate with device. So it's a very powerful function. So this is the line things and all the characters that would come in the line things. So let me explain one by one, but you don't have to understand each and every one of them at this point. Okay, from the left, so we have business account, your server, and line apps, and line servers, and the device, the BLE device that you would be developing. So if you don't understand this part, maybe it's very difficult to understand. So in order to use line things, what is required? You have to have the business account. You're going to log in from the web, and you have bot and live and the things products. Those three things need to be developed by you. And this would be determined how to behave with bot products on your server and web application. So that is live. And this dark blue part are the areas that you would be developing. So please just understand this point at this point. So as for live, so those who are here yesterday have heard about live many times. That's the line front-end framework. So it's a web application platform. So you're the developer, and you can run those applications, and users can auto log in, and you can use Line Pay to pay for it. And we have zombies, town, and my body. So those are some of the examples, and the very rich graphic interface can be developed. And by utilizing Live, you can have an interactive and very free interactive user interface. And Live was updated, so there are sessions on that. So if you're interested in, please participate in that session. So first, so the device link and Live BLE, I think the movie would be easier to understand, so please watch this video. So whether the laundry is dry or not, so this is a hanger to know that the line things. You can actually go from the line things setting and tap the line things. Then already connected devices and the devices that you can connect would be indicated. And you have line things smart hanger. So let's tap that. Then you would be need to pair. So if you pair that, then you can use. So please tap use immediately. Then the lift would open and you are connected already. So from the hanger, all the values would be indicated in the lift. So the clothes is not hanged on the hanger, so it's idle. And let's actually put the wet clothes on this hanger. And tap refresh, then 10 hours and 5 minutes until the clothes would dry. So it's very simple. So the first hanger, now it's connected. So let's connect the second hanger. So the hanger with the black clothes, now I pair that. So just in the first time, you just need to tap twice. Okay, the lift opens. And on the bottom tab, so it said number 1, but if you connect to number 2, number 3, so it's going to be shown. And with one lift, you can connect to multiple devices, and you can see the status of each device. So this is the screen transition. So first with QR code, and the line things can be used to pair and select the device. You do the pairing and start using that device. Then the lift would open and user can get connected with that device. So lift BLE, how is it working? So the transparent part is what the BLE doesn't use. So in your server, we have web application. So that's linked with Live. Then as for device, please look at the right-hand side. The Line app and device is communicating with Bluetooth. And the interface is Live. Then in the Line app, the BLE native component that will be linked to the Live SDK or communicating with the Live SDK. So let me explain the code. It's very simple. Just with this, you can have the communication with the device. Let me explain. First, call the request device function and connect device function. Then you can connect to the device. As for data access, first you read. You fetch data from the device. Then next is write. From the Line app, you write something on device. And lastly, it's notify. So at the optional timing, so the device would notify the Line app. It's already connected to the device. Then get primary service and get characteristic. So those functions to be called, then you can get the data access. So in case of read, it's just simple. So the characteristic read value method will be used to read data. In case of write, like this, it's a write value. Notify, so event listener, add event listener. And this kind of event should be passed. So event listener will be set to do the start notification. It's very simple code. So not only those electronic engineers, but if you just want to start something new, you can easily start this. Next is automated BLA communication. The same thing, tap line things, and the device is already connected, so just tap the device. Okay, you don't have to pair this time because it's already paired, and it's not on the hanger, so it's idle. So half-dried clothes is hanged on this hanger. Then tap refresh. Then it's running, and 1 minute until the clothes dries. Then on the bottom, there are 3 hangers that were indicated. So next, Line and app would be closed. Then, with the automated BLA communication, with the BLA, you can get the notification, even when the line is running on the background. So this is the main characters that would appear in the automated communication. So now you don't have the line. But on the left, there are scenarios. So this is a new character. What is this scenario? So it decides the behavior of the automated BLE communication. So you should develop this scenario and register that online. Then on the bottom, it says sync. So it would be synchronized with Line app, the Line app that the user is using. And what kind of communication should be done with this device? The scenarios would be synchronized to the user's line. And with the Line app, when it can be connected to the device, it would automatically communicate with Bluetooth. Then from Line app, then rather than Live, you have a bot server. So it goes to the bot server. So it's like a web hook, and JSON is the bot. Would be passed to the bot server. And when you want to send a message, messaging API would be used to send message via Line server. So that's the flow.
So this is a sample of scenario. So this is a very simple scenario, JSON scenario. And I'd like to explain about the trigger first. So I'm sorry, this is a bit busy. However, if you immediate a BLE notification can be specified file type. And the trigger is that this is the BLE notification on this side. So in the data access, as we have explained, and therefore this is a trigger that can be used. And there is another one, immediate. And if you set the immediate, then that will be connected, and therefore you are able to set those triggers. So what kind of actions will be set? So this is a gut read, gut write, and sleep can be specified. So as the name suggests, you can read and write the characteristics, values, or you can set aside time, and also you can also define multiple actions as an array. And this is an auto close, and if you set to true, it means that the connection is released immediately after the scenario is executed. And if you set true, there is a separation interval, and this specifies the time until connection is allowed after disconnection when auto close is true. Therefore, using this scenario, first of all, at the timing when there is a notification from the relevant characteristic, and after that, you're able to provide the value when there is a connection. And this is an auto close, and therefore, as long as the connection is there, they are going to repeat the scenario. So just give you an example. So this is a trigger, is immediate, and also it's a gut read, and therefore after that connection is there, the characteristics value, it will be read, and therefore action will be conducted, and after that it's going to be disconnected. After 10 minutes it will be connected once again, and therefore repeat the action. And as a scenario, as you can see, there is a webhook, and using the JSON and also the contents will be processed. However, for the things, it's like this. So the value will be provided, and therefore this is a BLE notification payload, and therefore as you can see there is a value, and also the action reader is there, and therefore according to the device you are able to change the processing process. So this BLE communication, there are some issues that we need to notify. First of all, it's the auto close. So this is only for the auto close. Therefore, you cannot set only the auto close. For example, until there is no communication, the connection will be disconnected. However, if you combine immediate action sleep scenario, then you're able to register. So I hope you will make a better use of that. And also talking about this BL communication, however, depending on the device and OS, and sometimes that doesn't work, and therefore it's not 100% guaranteed yet. So next is a sleep action. Therefore, please set within 5 seconds, unless there will be interruption. And also on the OS, and depending on the OS, there could be a debug. So therefore, if you develop with caution, and the detail is being provided on the developer side of the line, therefore please refer to that. So that concludes the technology presentation, and I would like to introduce some of the prototypes, and also I would like to introduce some of the good examples using these prototypes. So this is a service that monitors the state of the car battery and informs with the line things. So on the left-hand side, this is a device. On the right-hand side, there is the report. So as you can see, you're able to see with a very good chart. And also, if lift is being closed, if there is anything with the battery, they are going to notify. So for example, like the automobile and also the home security and the bikes, and therefore you're able to check and monitor those things even if you are inside the house, and this is very good. And next is the drink bar. So using the line things and also the BLE, you're able to have a drink. So on the left-hand side, so this is a selection of the drinks, and therefore scrolling the menu, and after that order, it will be connected to Line Pay, and therefore with the settlement, you're able to have a drink of a juice, and for example, you're able to join the lottery even after that. And therefore, we do have a prototype in your booth, and therefore, please enjoy. And next is the Line Bacon, and therefore, we are developing this thing. For example, on the left-hand side, this is a device being connected to the cooking material, and therefore, they're going to have a very good smoking material. For example, there is so many analogs in the cooking tool. Therefore, we hope that we are able to introduce some of the automation. So if you develop these things, maybe your wife would welcome your technology. So this is using the BLE communication, and after the smoke is being conducted, you're going to receive the notification. And this is a future trash can, for example. The line things is used for the opening and closing the lid. And the concept is that, so therefore, they are going to maintain the continuation and also the features for the future trash can using the API. And this is a kind of the game button that everybody can play. So using the Bluetooth and line things and checking the buttons, and also using the lift, the questions are being provided through line. And if you provide the answer, you give this answer. So it's a very good interface. And next, I would like to introduce some of the things that will be released soon. So this is Jeans Meme by Jeans. So this is the eyeglasses. And by tapping the rich menu on the official account, Lift opens and automatically connects to Jeans Memo. And if you close that, and you're able to access with the official accounts using and therefore you will be connected to Lyft. So it's connecting. And therefore, if you wear the eyeglasses, they're going to check the line and also the posture angles of the eyeglasses, and therefore they're going to monitor the body access and the posture angles and how many times you're going to close the eyes. And therefore, this could be used in yoga and also for your health check. And also, you're able to enjoy the games using this. So this is very new, and therefore this is a very new UX, and I hope you will enjoy. So because you're going to kind of tilt your neck after a long time. So I was able to enjoy this game. So for this, it's a block breaking. So I hope it's compatible with racing games and etc. So therefore, you're able to notify to the line. So this is very unique feature to line. So this is a smart pen. On the right-hand side, therefore, you can see the information written in the notebook is reflected in the lift. Therefore, it's synchronized real-time. For example, if you have certain idea, then rather not looking for the apps, you're able to use the line, and therefore it's automatically connected, and you're able to keep that idea and also send those ideas to your friends. So therefore, this is very compatible to line. So I'd like to introduce our booth. So for example, the Hunger, Drink Bar, Jeans Mem, and Smart Pens. So I hope you will be able to touch those products, and therefore we have provided the prototypes. Therefore, I'd like to invite you, all of you, to come and visit our booth. So for example, we have created this. So this is a kind of opening the curtain with line things, and there is a sensor. And when there is a sunshine, the curtain is going to open automatically. However, you're able to set your own timing as well. So this is only opening and closing of curtain. However, so at the time of opening the curtain, then there is a recommendation through the lines. For example, after that, you'd like to have a cup of coffee, and for example, you are able to choose the coffee that you like, and for example, using the hungers, and for example, the hungers, so because it's cumbersome to go out to veranda, and therefore you're able to check whether the clothes have already been dried, and therefore there are so many recommendations for the actions that you need to take. So this is a hanger that I've just explained. So you're able to connect 3 hangers, and also you're able to check whether they are dry or not. And demonstration is difficult. However, it's automatically communicated, and therefore you're able to receive the notice. The clothes have been already dried, and also it's connected to the Bluetooth, and therefore when you go back to your house, the notice will come up on the Line app. So this is a coffee machine. This is a drink bar. So we have a specialized coffee bar. This is a Line Things drink bar, and you're able to choose the coffee beans that you like. Therefore, please enjoy the booth. So maybe you are a bit concerned about the charges. So at the beginning, so this is a trial product using the Line Things platform, and after that, at the timing of the release, there is a production plan that you need to register. From that day, within 1 year, we provide the service free of charge, and starting from the second year, we are going to ask for a certain fee for the usage of the platform. So because it's a kind of volume added fee charge, so therefore we hope that we are not going to ask for the monthly charge. So will be 10 billion on the usage. We would like to start from a small charge. So we would like to set the charge for the platform. However, after it's connected to Line Things, and for example, there could be a time that we are going to send the message, and for that we are going to use the Line messaging, and we plan to monetize by then. And last but not least, so this is a limited plan, and therefore, without a priori notice, we might conclude the service, and therefore, please make a very good use of those services. So last but not least, so Line Things is not just about operating things from Line. Web applications, interactive messaging, social communications, and payments. And it is a platform that connects the user seamlessly to create an unprecedented user experience. Life online, therefore, supports users in everything from getting up in the morning to until you go to bed. And we aim to realize such kind of world. For example, the demonstration started with curtain, and therefore, from the morning, we would like to provide the Line service from the day until the night. And therefore, we would like to connect people and things seamlessly, and we hope that we could become a better half to you. And this is something that we can provide through the platform called Eyeglasses. And we believe all the developers can contribute in order to combine the unprecedented user experience. And therefore, please make a good use of the Eyeglasses in order to provide unprecedented user experience. So that concludes the presentation. Thank you very much.